morning, everybody. It's Dr. Kathleen Webb here, Greater Hartford Wellness for Friday Chats. Hello, hello, on this beautiful day. So, today we're talking about values. And I decided to talk about values because now, more than ever, right now, in the state of affairs and what's happening, it's cause for pause and reflection. I know I'm thinking and reflecting a lot about my behaviors and what I do and how I might contribute to the racial divide in our country. And we are here at Greater Hartford Wellness, by the way. We are working on a resource list on our website, greaterhartfordwellness.com. So we're working on a list of resources for us to learn. I think this is a huge pause and need for learning, looking at ourselves. So we are working on creating that. The resource will also offer different ages and stages of talking about racial injustice. So check back with our website for more information, but we're working on that right now. So today we're going to talk about values, and I think it's really timely. It's timely to talk about this and think about ourselves and what we're doing and what we're contributing, what we're not doing and what we are doing. So as a Daring Way certified facilitator of Brene Brown's work, she talks a lot about values, and I'm talking a lot with clients about values. And so we're going to define what a value is and then talk about, well, what makes it important? Because I think sometimes values feel abstract and they sound really good, but how does it really work on the ground? So that's what we're talking about today. Okay, so start with a quote. Living with integrity means behaving in ways that are in harmony with your values. That is by Barbara DeAngelis. And we're going to be using the working, today when we're talking about values, we're going to be using the working definition that Brene Brown gives us, which is a value is a way of being or believing that we hold most important. So before we get into giving an example of a value and kind of exploring how that value plays a part in your life, I want to just give some context of the benefit and importance of values. Values are meant to be the things that we hold most dear and believe and tend to remain pretty constant in our life. Through our life, we learn values from our parents, we learn values from our growing up in environment, and then as adults we create our own values in terms of, and that really should guide us with decisions we make, the behaviors we engage in, the people we hang out with. And it's really important to know what your values are and think about that every once in a while, kind of take inventory of that, because when we stray from it, it's misaligned. And when I'm not living in my value, I don't feel right. It doesn't feel right to me. And so it's really important that we pay attention to those thoughts and feelings when they do come up. And we're human beings. We're going to stray from our values from time to time. We have lots of things that are shiny, blinky objects that have us stray or are enticing and seducing. But it's really important that we stay true to our values because that's how we can be our best selves. Okay. So in the handout today, there's sort of a step-by-step process that I often go through with clients, and we're going to go through it quickly today. First, I'm going to use probably a more obvious and kind of, well, a quote unquote kind of easier example of a value and how it plays out and what to do with it. And then we're going to talk about maybe one that's a little bit harder and maybe a little bit more sensitive to be thinking about. So the first value I'm going to be talking about is talking about the value of health. So health is a really important thing for me. Um, I lost some family members earlier on in life, and so health is really important to me. I really want to live a long, long life and live the best life I can. And so, um, health sort of is like kind of a more concrete example here of a value. And so, the first question that I will ask, that I will explain, is with the value of health, what are the behaviors and people that are aligned most with my value of health? So behaviors that align with health are um, moving regularly, exercising in some way, and also um, eating healthy. So this of course talks about all health, right? Other behaviors will be what are the things that emotionally fill me up? So meditating, reading to enrich myself, getting support from people I need to get support from, engaging in relationships. All those things are really important to me. So all of those behaviors and hanging around people that support that value of health. Those are the behaviors and people that align with my value of health. Now, um, the flip side of this is understanding and knowing what the behaviors and people are involved that maybe make you stray from a value. And so for me, if we're using this example of health, certainly enjoying less healthy food is perfectly fine, but within moderation. And so if I get stuck in having lots of dessert every night, that's a behavior that's going to stray from my value of health. If I let go of exercising regularly, that's again another example. If I disengage from the people that I'm close to and I isolate myself, that's those are things that are gonna have me stray from my value. And so finally, the question to ask yourself with any value is, how are you showing up to live in your values today? And so again, with this health example, pandemic's been really tough for me. I think it's stretched me and pushed me in ways that has challenged my health, and I have to pay more attention to it. And so understanding what might be getting in the way of what is interfering with living in your value is really important. Okay, I'm going to flip to another example of value. Example of a value. Another value that's super important to me is consciousness and awareness. Like consciousness of my presence, consciousness of myself, consciousness of the people around me, consciousness of what's happening around me. And so, again, with these questions, what are the behaviors and people that align most with my value of consciousness? So the behaviors that align with consciousness are paying attention to other people around me, paying attention to kind of reading the room, paying attention to what's happening that might be outside myself, as well as paying attention to my own experience. What's my gut feeling? What's going on? And so people that also align with this value are people that are doing similar things, that are aware and are conscious of things. So the people that are around me that might be open to noticing, oh, well, Kathleen doesn't seem quite right today. What's going on? And asking questions and just paying attention and awareness. Those are the things that support consciousness. The behavior in people that make me stray from consciousness is not not paying attention to myself, not listening to my feelings, what my body's telling me, what's going on, not paying attention to what's going on with other people in the world, kind of like pulling the sheets over my head, so to speak. Not paying attention to how other people are impacted by things that are happening in the world. And so living a value of consciousness is work. And you know what? Any value you pick to live in value is going to be work. But you know what? It's so worth it because when you live in your values, if you're really clear about your values, you will feel more alive, you will feel more authentic, and you'll feel more true to yourself. So the first thing here is identifying what your values are. And by the way, what I didn't explain before is you can like Google list of values and a whole bunch of stuff pops up. There's long extensive lists of values. Pick one of those, look through, pick a couple of really top values, and I urge you to walk through these questions. What are the behaviors in people that align most with your values? What are the behaviors in people that make you stray from your values? And then finally, how are you showing up to live in your values today? And if not, what is getting in the way? So, happy Friday, everybody. Hope this is going to bring up some good thinking and some good reflection. We really need to look inside ourselves right now to show up for our country and everyone in it and ensure justice for all. So, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.